Hey everyone, welcome back to my latest solo trapping video. Today I'll be showcasing some clips from my solo trap. In today's video, we're going to be trying to take a full counter on my solo trap without taking any reds. These are my stats. You can see low 400s, 400 HP. I have no ultra boost, no attack boost, nothing like that going right there. I'm not sure if I do pop an attack boost for this. I can't remember. But I'm just going to be testing to see if I can take 0 reds from a full counter. I don't believe I do pop an attack boost, but these are my current gear stats. Again, I do have a bunch of jewels in my construction gear currently because I am baiting in my construction gear. And if I ever take a hit in my construction gear, I like to have a little bit extra stats. So I took some of the jewels from my main gear, put it in my construction gear. So today's comp is not a ending comp, it's just a starting off point to see how the damage is going to work out. So he's going to be sending in a Cab Blast. I am an infantry wedge, so I'm just testing to see what the Cab Blast is going to do to my front line. It did very little damage. Again, TY Blanco does have 1060% cab, so he's not like a maxed account or anything like that, but well over 1000% attack, so it's a good starting off point to see where I'd be taking, and that's a good actually sign. I'm only taking 573k from him. Again, I'm going to change up my comp a little bit, and I'll kind of go over that a little bit later, how I'm going to change it up, because obviously this comp is not made for gangbangs or anything like that. You're not going to be wanting to take a gangbang with a 600k front line, so keep that in mind. I will be changing up the front line, but it's just kind of a starting off point to see how it would do. Am I even going down the right track? Should I even continue to build this? By the way, I will have to build a front line, so if anyone has extra resources and they're migrating or something like that, let me know. I could come and grab those and actually rebuild my front line here for that, just because I am playing on this account currently free-to-play, even though it's not technically a free-to-play account. I just play on this account free-to-play, so if anyone has extra resources, let me know. I'm just looking to rebuild my front line. So anyways, looks like TY Blanco here. Let's go over a little bit more. 573k. It was a tier 4, tier 5 blast, so a regular setup. Again, most people don't go full tier 5 when they're soloing you because they'd be losing tier 5, so that's a pretty normal setup. I think everything was pretty well. So again, this was a rally trap at one point. That's why the gear is pretty good. But when I got the account, I've played on it free to play since I've got it. So I haven't really changed the account much other than the troop comp. That's the only thing I've changed around a bit. But as you can see, that's the current comp. It was a rain trap, infantry rain trap. Made it a solo trap. And now I'm going to be adding, I think, a tier 3 frontline to this, because I don't want a tier 4 frontline. It's way too expensive to heal. So anyways, so we are back on the account. So just take a look at the troop comp one more time. You can see what I'm running right now. Again, I've run this comp for quite a while, solo trapping. It was working really well until the last couple updates. Might have been a damage change, might have not, whatever. We're not going to go into that, because what I need to do is change up the comp either way to see if I can take 0 to very minimal reds, because obviously if I'm taking 0 reds from, let's say, 1050%, that's good. I will probably be still taking quite a bit of reds from those like 1500% guys. I should test this on Grelf again after, because I'm pretty sure he has like 1500 or 1514% cab or something crazy like that, plus army attack. He's almost at 2000% now, so it is a little bit higher, but we'll start slowly, build it up, see where I can get. If I can take under 1,000,000 reds from him, I'll call that one a win. Or not 1,000,000 reds, 1,000,000 damage from him, I'll call that a win. So that's like 400k reds. I might call that a win depending on how it goes. So taking a look right now, again, I do have a 614k tier 4 infantry in the front line. I will be building some tier 3 infantry to put in that front line as well. I'm probably not going to get rid of the tier 4. The tier 4 is good damage. It's also a good backup if for whatever reason I lose all my what's called tier 3. There would be some even beefier tier 4 behind it, which would be nice. I will be getting rid of the tier 2 gladiators And I'll be getting rid of some of the tier 2 reptilian riders, and I'll just have my range as my backline to take out the counters. Hopefully that works out well. I'm not going to get rid of all the tier 2. I'm just going to get rid of maybe 1 to 2 million of the tier 2 there, just so I can reduce the might, so I can add more might into my front line. And I'm not sure how much tier 3 I want to put in my front line so far. At least 1 million at least, because depending on how much damage I'm taking, probably closer to 1.5 mil, I think. So my might might go up a bit. I'm currently at 226. If I get rid of 2 million, let's say tier 2, that drops me 16. But if I put 1 million tier 3, that puts 24. So that'd be another 8 million on top. And do I want to go another 5 mil or 500k on top of that to have a 2 million front line? I don't know. We'll see. We'll go by year. I'll build it up, see how that goes, and then look at the might. Where do I want to go from there and build up from there? But again, it did work out pretty well, because we go back to the report here. It's 573k. Someone ran into the jamming gremlin. It's in front of the screen and it's annoying me. So anyways, take a look at how much damage I took. So it was 244k of my tier 4 that was taken out from the hit, 162k tier 2, and about 5k tier 3. So my front line took that. The rest of the damage was from the pack 5 familiars. I don't think I can get my front line to be bigger than my tier 2 back line unless I take tier 2 out of the back line and add tier 4 and switch that around. So maybe I'll tinker with that, maybe just get all the damage in the front line, and I'll be even taking less damage overall, because obviously the tier 3 takes less damage from the pack 5s than the tier 2, but 200k tier 2 damage is probably not the worst thing in the world to be taking, especially if it's reducing the damage my front line is taking. My front line is absorbing all the counter hits on that as well. So we'll see how this goes. I'll be kind of editing stuff, and again, I do not want my tier 4 front line, or my tier 4 to be in the front line if possible. It's just so expensive to heal. It takes so much time, so much resources to heal the tier 4. Would rather them be in the back line doing extra damage on that. Again, you can take a look at Blanco's setup for squads and stuff like that. Was running some cav heroes and stuff like that. I think that's a cav hero, yeah. I'm pretty sure. That's a cav hero right there. Anyways, you can see the familiars he was also using. He was using the Jade Worm and all that. And double pack 5 familiars, stacking familiar, all that stuff. Did throw siege in there. I think my siege took it out because, we'll take a look at the report here, the battle replay. This will help us understand. So you can see, since my wall was actually up, I think my siege started targeting their siege. Keep in mind that's a battle mechanic. If your wall is up long enough, once the other squads get taken out, your siege will actually start attacking their siege. If your wall is down, your siege will not attack the siege, so keep that in mind. But sometimes having your wall up will actually reduce the amount of damage you are doing, and they will actually end up doing more damage. It's a weird thing. It's a give or take, but again, it won't really change it that much, but there is going to be a little bit of change. Sometimes you just take more damage. So if your wall is up, even though you're taking out their siege, you might be taking more damage. But you can see my front 2 squads here, if you're looking in there. They are my infantry front line there. They almost got taken out, at least the first 2 squads. The pack 5 familiars was attacking the range, as you can see on there as well. And if you're wondering why they were getting into my tier 4 while I still had tier 2, oops, 1 second. If you take a look at here, and you can see how I still had tier 2 left. If you're wondering why they got into my tier 4, it's because how infantry wedge is set up. If you ever take a look at the wedges, move my face out of the way for a second. 1 second, infantry wedge. Oops, did not mean to apply, but you can see here, there's 2 squads in the frontline infantry. So in wedge formation, when someone attacks you, 2 of your squads will get taken out. And keep in mind, each squad has evenly amount of each troop type in each squad. So let's say you got 1 million tier 4 infantry total. There'll be 250k in each squad. Same thing, let's say I had, what was it, like, let's say I have 400k tier 2. There'll also be 100k of each tier 2 in each squad. So once 100k of that tier 2 gets taken on one of the squads, they are now hitting my tier 4 in that same squad. So that's why tier 4 starts getting taken out, even though you still have more tier 2, because those tier 2 are actually in the squads behind them, and those squads are not getting hit in Wedge. So in Phalanx, it's totally different because they all get hit evenly, all 4 squads, where in Wedge, the first 2 get hit, and then sometimes they'll actually split onto your range after that, but ignoring that, they'll actually hit your other infantry after that. And actually, sometimes they might even hit your cav depending on the formation. So, even because your cav is already run up and they're the next squad close to it. So, wedges are weird. So, that's why it's happening like that. But it obviously does work out as long as my what's called things are big enough. Because keep in mind, I needed to have enough troops in those squads so that if I was to take I don't know, 500k damage in a squad, I need enough of those front lines to actually take it before it actually hits my tier 4. So if I was going to do tier 3 in this situation, let's say I have 2 million tier 3, that means there's 500k tier 3 in each squad. So if they do over 1 million tier 3 damage, they will start getting into my tier 4 in those 2 squads. So that's how it would work out. That's why you need enough of it, because first off, Blackwings will really hurt if they start hitting your tier 4 at that point. So that is also worrisome about tier 3, is you can't have as many of them in your front line as you would tier 2. So Blackwings will obviously come into play, but you're not taking as much damage overall, so it might work out. So if you're taking a gangbang from like SSQ and they like Blackwinging, it could get a little dicey, but but if not, you would do okay. So anyways, that's the plan there. You'll take a look and just show you the gear one more time so you can see my gear. I don't have full currently gold jewels in my gear, but I do have some, let's go to my construction gear. Again, I do have a bunch of purple jewels, actually. I think I put purple jewels in here. Whoops, I can't edit it. I can actually get out of here and go into here. I think I got purple jewels. Yeah, I got like purple jewels in these, plus monster jewels as well, around there as well in that gear. So that's just so if I'm baiting construction gear, I take a hit, I'm not getting completely destroyed, and there's a less chance that I'm going to walk back, where if I didn't have the jewels in there, it could end up pretty bad if I miss my swap. So that's the reason there. Other than that, that's my plan right now. If you guys have any questions about this comp, let me know. If you have any suggestions, keep in mind I don't have any familiars on this account. I totally ignore that. I don't know. I got so lazy on this account and never built familiars. So familiars did come out after I got the account, and then I was just like, I don't feel like building them, and I've never had a problem with that so far on this account, so I just never built them. So literally all I have is pack 5s on this from doing Tycoon. That's it, but I'm not going to be building pack 5 familiars on this account because that'd be too expensive. I probably have quite a bit of the orbs though. How many orbs do I have? Only 253 of those, but I got a lot of the red orbs, and I don't have any way to look up them. But anyway, so maybe I'll build some familiars on there, especially with the new familiars coming out. Maybe I'll get the J-Worm. I don't know. Get the counter research on here. But again, like I said, I'm playing free play on this account, so I won't be buying any of those packs. So I'm going to be trying to do this. I do have tons of speed ups though, just because of ransoms and stuff like that. On this account, I've got some huge ransoms on this account. One of them was like a 500 24-hour one at one point. I got like a close to 1 million gem ransom one point on this account, so I have never really needed speed ups or anything like that, so just need resources to rebuild that. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys in the next one.